What am I going to do about the dog fizzing? I don't know. Fry an egg on it? I was thinking my first thought actually this morning. What do I mean fizzing? Well, it's a bit like, Crystal's fizz. She was giving off a certain fizz anyway, which I didn't have when I went to sleep. And I was thinking this is probably why some people say you don't sleep with dogs, because of olden days things like this. But at the same time, it's been useful. So my first thought is bicarb with soda, which I mentioned the other day, and I haven't got any, but I do have some self-raising flour. I was thinking I don't want to bath. I was going to bath the other day, but I'm thinking at the moment it may irritate her slightly. So I'm going to sprinkle some self-raising flour on her. Just dust it over first, anyway. Flour might absorb anything out of them, might it? If it's that I'm doing. And you know me, treat things as they come up, rather than worrying about the whole thing. And the diamond cycle, which we did with the nights, it's like, just blah blah blah. So that's probably what I'm going to do. A big old mouse has been through my pots. It looks like it had gorilla fingers. So I think my squash have all done a bogey, but do you know what? We'll trust the journey. I'm thinking if we're going to have this African weather now with freezing cold nights or Saharan weather systems, that we can probably plant these things all year round anyway. Wait and see. There's no point. No point jumping the gun, is there? Not really, they say. Don't worry too much, but just, you know what? I say rice and peas. Oh, do you know what? That's the other thing, actually. Ragamama. I was, oh my God, what was I doing? I was scrying with this old pot of this charcoal pot that I'd soaked the parsnips in, and firstly there was stumps in it, and I just, because I was making patterns yesterday, so I was just doing like tea leaves and giving it a stir, washing it again, like so, and like different things would come up. But first of all I was thinking, well, it's like the bamboo, the Chinese bamboo, and different messages coming out of that. But the other thing just now, a pea came up, so I was thinking peas actually, because I did fancy peas. There might be something in peas that are useful. That's one thing. Hey, there's a pie sign. And a tea. What's that going to be useful? Tea something. 5. Yeah, what's that? 4. T4? TV. Watch TV? I don't have any TV. I'll watch TV in a minute. In America, we got tons of guns. At least I'll be alright if I get the runs. Let's do legs, mate. Oh my God, how did this get out here? Hey, this is the book we made for the doll's house. What the hell is it doing out here? Strange. We'll make it out of just a bit of old cardboard and a bit of sandpaper. It was supposed to be like, it was a Hannibal Lecter book actually, but when I was making things, we were making things for the doll's house. I made a little person before the doll's house. I cleaned it out the other day in case I needed to stand seeds in it. The other thing, I don't know what was going to go on with the weather, if I needed to bring some things in. I did bring some things in last night. My sweet peas, basically, because I thought there might be a giant great mouse lurking around that was going to come for those. Fuck all the squash and everything else. Those sweet peas, mate. I need those sweet peas. We can't let the flower show crumble because of a bit of I don't know, a bit of like Agent Orange or whatever it is. Stop catastrophizing. Well, no, I don't feel like it. I feel like catastrophizing more. It's how we cope, isn't it? Dig in and deal with it. Hurrah. The pond was fizzing yesterday, but in a different way. I noticed that. It was bubbling like oxygen. It was making oxygen. I presume it's the water lily or something in it. Or maybe this thing that was blowing a light in. I don't know, or just something was changing. So that was good. And the fish have sort of perked up this morning. They're having a flip around. The frog spawn, I don't know. I keep looking at the green ball in it, thinking it's growth balls. It's like it's either dissolved or gone into some static state of what's it called when you go to space and you go cryogenically sitting somewhere. I've no idea, but it was very slow to form, and it was maybe it's not a good year for frogs at the moment. I don't know. Well, not here, but I did see that frog in the garden the other day, didn't I, hiding up? So that, you know, maybe it'll try again another time. Maybe it'll go somewhere safer. But that's okay anyway. That's one or two things. But look, it's bubbling away. I like to see that. There's the fish. Look, quite perky this morning. They were just hanging the other day in a state of dormancy. So there we go. The birds are all out at the moment, doing their thing. I see a load of blackbirds, starlings, waiting for breakfast. What's that chipping away over there? I thought I heard a cuckoo the other day as well, actually, and I was listening to it, thinking actually it was a pigeon, but I can't remember. Maybe it was a pigeon. And then I saw something has been spotted somewhere. The crickets last night, I thought afterwards I could hear them singing that side, and that's not normal for around here. I do occasionally see them around. Like, I've seen them over the UEA years ago, but I think they were, like, probably been released. Like, you know when you have, what are they called? Like, amphibians, what are they called? Like bearded dragons and things like that. And you feed them crickets and you're not supposed to release them, blah, blah, blah. But, you know, they always jump out the window. It's not to let alone go. But then I did think afterwards, maybe they've blown over on this weather system from Africa or wherever crickets live, because that weather was supposed to be coming, wasn't it? With El Nino and El Nino. I can't remember what the other one was. One was hot and one was cold. But they were both going at the moment or something. So I'm just calling it El Nino or Nemo, El Nemo. Something fun like that anyway. I did wonder if it was a plague of locusts, but maybe that is catastrophizing. Maybe it's not. Look, I didn't show you you can't really see it actually, my nicely topiaried buddleia. I still can't really see it. Can't really see the change, but it's. I'm going to trim the top off. I am going to circle it slightly. I kind of like it. Anyway, I do at the moment. It may come down a bit more, but I have to wait and see if something else comes in its place or whatever. So it's just going to see what takes and see what doesn't. It's trying on fucking onion over there. So it's trying on an onion, look. That wasn't me. It's been crushed to the ground. Or shot it. What's that? I wasn't there yesterday either. Go and have a look. God, it's fun being a gardener, isn't it? Right. Spy in your own patch. What the hell's this? Who's been tampering with my stocks? funny as well, actually. Gums is like a Geno-Utri, what is it? Medication things. I'm just singing. I'm not saying we're any better than you, to be honest. So it's like, Geno-Utri miscalculations probably. Right. Oh, God's sake. Oh. Just a bit of orange plastic. I don't know. Maybe it was blew in from Africa. Stop blaming Africans for anything. Well, I'm just going to leave it and see what happens anyway. Oh, it's growing. It's turning into spring onions. Maybe that's what it's telling me. It's turned into spring onions. That's pretty cool. What other casualties have we got this morning? I wanted, but I did actually rattle going on about, because the crickets turned up after I'd gone about my my parsnips. I was leaving them in because the cricket was on it at the raised bed when I had the community raised bed. And they seemed to like it, and I wondered if the smell had brought them in. I haven't actually seen them yet, so I don't know what sort they are. They're little green ones that we used to get in England years ago. Those darling little cute ones, or those great big brown ones. Either way, it'll be fun. Something will bring something else, won't it? I was thinking about the periwinkle everywhere as well after watching that. What was that Tinkerbell thing I had to watch? I didn't have to watch. I was around Little Persons the other week babysitting, and we watched just 2 Tinkerbell films. Tinkerbell, the Rescue Fairies or something. It was so good. But there was Periwinkle and the Winter Fairies. But I've got Periwinkle everywhere. Well, because it grew from next door's garden, from my old neighbours under the fence. We had one of those shared borderlines with things to screw each way. I sent her loads of mint and great visions of my washing, and other things, the honeysuckle and blah blah blah. But I cut some and rooted it this side. It's now growing everywhere, but it was in the winter garden. One of the winter fairies called periwinkle, I think. But I was thinking about that today, about having a seasonal summer-winter garden. I don't know, different things might go differently, mightn't they? Which is why I was thinking again about the bulbs. Maybe it's a good time, but I've got some of the daffodils or the narcissi that I'd come out the pots. I didn't put them all. Some I put in the ground straight away, and some of them died off. I let them die off and dry out, and I put them in a thing the other day, ready to plant next year. I'm thinking I might just put them in the ground now, because it seems like autumn. They might be tricked into blooming. I don't know, Jimmy. That's part of, you know what? Part of evolution is trying new things, having a bit of a play with. If I plant daffodils, you're gonna what? You're gonna throw a proper baby. I've got nothing else to do. Where am I going to put them? I'm just going to put them around, to be honest. There'll be the trumpets, won't there? They'll tell us what's going on. We'll know there's a deafening change in. Strawberries should be okay. They don't seem to mind. They've survived the winter anyway. I'm enjoying watching the forget-me-nots change from pink to blue to pink again and then back to blue. That's kind of fun. How did I make them white? When I just put some, they just went white. Actually, I put them in a jar in the kitchen. and they just went white. But they do grow white sometimes, don't they? Or I don't know if it's a variety or if it's like, I always forget, hydrangeas that you can change colour by putting like a nail in it. So it's from pink to blue with the iron in the ground. It's one of those things that they just, with whatever's in the ground, they change colour. So I think other things must be the same as well. It makes sense, doesn't it? More sense than you'd imagine. But my nan used to say about the bath, it's like she puts different things in the bath, and if it changed colour, you just used to say you're a wizard. It's like, oh, look at it, you can do magic, you change the water again. What colour's it gone to do? It's one of the ways of, reading what's going on without upsetting everyone, or just making it a bit more exciting. And learning as you go. La, 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 la. It's cold on my old fingers. My extremities are dropping off. And I was thinking about the snails as well, because I was